Have you ever been in this situation? You care deeply about someone, you make the effort, you check in first, but the more you try, the more distant they become. Hours turn into days, and you wonder, did I do something wrong? Why do they ignore me when I give them my best? Here's the harsh truth. The one who loves you most often ignores you the most. And it's not because they don't care, it's because human nature is wired this way. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology and Stoic wisdom behind this painful paradox. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it happens and how to turn the tables. Let's get started. Number 1, the paradox of familiarity. Distance creates desire. Imagine you've just bought your dream car. The first few weeks, you're obsessed with it. You clean it every day, you take it for drives at all hours, and you admire its beauty. But over time, it becomes just another item in your life. You no longer notice the shine, the leather seats, or the sleek design. This is what happens in relationships. When someone is always there, you begin to take them for granted. You forget to value them because their presence is predictable. Familiarity breeds indifference. The very thing you cherish most can become invisible when you stop appreciating it. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to be mindful of impermanence. He reminds us that life is fleeting, so we should never take people's presence for granted. By acknowledging that they could be gone at any moment, you'll learn to appreciate them more deeply. Number 2. Love is not always loud. It's found in the silence. The way someone shows love isn't always how you expect it. Imagine growing up in a home where love was never verbalized, only shown through action. Your parents might have never said, "I love you," but they provided for you, cared for you, and supported you in silence. People express affection in ways they've been taught. For some, love is loud and expressed verbally. For others, it's quiet and manifested in practical ways. It's important to understand that someone's silence or distance doesn't always equate to a lack of love. Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Instead of assuming someone doesn't care, take a step back and consider their background. Their way of loving might just be different from yours, and that's okay. Love, after all, doesn't have to make a sound to be meaningful. Number 3, ignoring is a test, not a rejection. Sometimes the person who loves you the most may distance themselves as a test of your emotional stability. They may want to see how you react when they ignore you. Do you panic? Do you beg for attention? Or do you stay composed, unaffected by their silence? Ignoring someone can be an unconscious way for people to gauge how strongly you value them. It's a test to see if your sense of self-worth is truly based on your own foundation, not their attention. As Marcus Aurelius said, dwell on the beauty of life. Instead of wondering why someone ignores you, start building the life that makes you too fulfilled to care. When faced with someone's silence, don't let it disturb your peace. By remaining calm and unshaken, you show them that your worth is not dependent on their validation or love. It doesn't need constant reassurance. Number 4, love doesn't need constant reassurance. Ever been in a relationship where you feel the constant need to reassure the other person about your feelings? You may have found yourself repeatedly telling them you love them or proving it through actions. But have you ever stopped to wonder why this dynamic exists? The answer may lie in the fear of insecurity. People who constantly need reassurance are often afraid of losing the connection they have, but love, true love, doesn't need to be constantly confirmed. When you trust the relationship, there's no need for constant validation. Seneca teaches that true strength comes from within. If someone truly loves you, their actions will speak louder than their words. You shouldn't feel compelled to keep reminding them. The relationship should be based on trust, not on constant validation. Number 5, the fear of vulnerability can lead to distance. Have you ever noticed how the people who care for you the most can sometimes pull away when you need them most? This often happens because vulnerability can be terrifying. Opening up to someone means giving them the power to hurt you, and not everyone is prepared for that kind of exposure. Sometimes, the people who love you the most may retreat because they don't know how to handle their own emotional vulnerability. They fear they might hurt you or even expose their own weaknesses in the process. The Stoics believe that emotional resilience is key to growth. Vulnerability doesn't need to be feared, nor does it need to cause distance. It's important to recognize that being open and vulnerable is a strength, not a weakness. If someone pulls away, it's often their own fear and not a lack of love. Number 6, emotional walls are built by fear, not love. Sometimes the one who loves you most might seem distant because they've built emotional walls around themselves. These walls aren't meant to shut you out, but to protect their own vulnerabilities. Fear of rejection, fear of being hurt again, these can cause people to pull away and create barriers even in the most loving relationships. It's their way of shielding their emotions, not rejecting you. Seneca encourages us to be patient with others. Recognize that everyone has their own fears and insecurities. Instead of taking their distance personally, understand that they are simply trying to protect themselves. Approach them with empathy, not frustration, and you may be able to help them tear down their walls. Number 7, self-reflection, the key to understanding distance. When someone pulls away, it's easy to assume it's about you. Maybe you did something wrong, or perhaps they're just not that into you anymore. But have you ever thought about it from their perspective? Sometimes the person distancing themselves is simply going through their own personal challenges. It's not a reflection of your worth, but rather a reflection of their need for self-reflection. Perhaps they need time to understand themselves better before they can offer you the best version of themselves. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond. Instead of reacting emotionally, take time to reflect on the situation with clarity and objectivity. Sometimes, the greatest gift you can offer someone is the space they need to work on themselves. Number 8. Some love is selfish, and that's okay. Not every expression of love is pure. Some people love you not because of who you are, but because of what you do for them. They might only come around when they need something. This is a selfish form of love. It doesn't mean they don't care about you, but their love is contingent on their needs being met. Sometimes we expect people to love us selflessly, but the truth is, many relationships are transactional, and while this may feel painful, it's a reality we must accept. Seneca reminds us that not all love is unconditional, and that's okay. Recognize selfish love for what it is. Do not invest too much of your energy into relationships where love is given only when it's convenient for the other person. Number 9. The more you chase, the more they pull away. Have you ever chased someone for their attention, only to find them pulling away even more? This is the classic dynamic where the more you try to hold on to something, the more it slips through your fingers. It's the same in relationships. The harder you pursue someone for affection or validation, the more they may retreat. Think about a butterfly. If you chase it, it flies away, but if you sit still, it might just land on your shoulder. The law of reverse effort tells us that when we stop chasing, we make ourselves more valuable in others' eyes. Instead of chasing love, focus on yourself. Stoicism taught that self-control is the true power. When you stop seeking constant validation, you become someone who commands respect and admiration naturally. Those who are meant to be in your life will come to you. Number 8. The most powerful love is the one you give yourself. In the end, the most important form of love you can receive is the love you give to yourself. The love from others is wonderful, but it's not enough if you don't first value yourself. When you love yourself, you become immune to rejection and disappointment. You no longer chase after others' approval because your sense of worth comes from within. This is the greatest power you can possess. The Stoics teach us that true strength comes from self-love and acceptance. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you master the art of loving yourself, you'll find peace regardless of how others treat you. Remember, love is complex, but wisdom is simple. Choose peace, choose self-respect, and above all, choose yourself. If this video resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to Ignite to Achieve for more life-changing Stoic wisdom.